What is going on, Alabama fans? Chris Daughtry here with the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports. Appreciate you guys joining today's show. We're going to be breaking down where things sit right now currently in Alabama's 2026 recruiting class after they got two massive top 100 commitments this past weekend. Before we get into that, though, I want to ask you guys, make sure you are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. We are only 195 subscribers away from hitting that 26,000 subscriber mark, so help us out. Stay up to date on all things Alabama football recruiting, news. During the season, we'll have watch parties, which is a whole lot of fun, and I hope you guys join us for that as well. So do not miss out. Hit that sub button for me right now. All right, the two commitments that Alabama got this weekend, Nolan Wilson, the number 58 player overall, the number 6 defensive lineman in this recruiting cycle, and then the 5-star, Jorden Edmonds, also makes his commitment to Alabama. Both of these guys were predicted by the Bama Online staff and On3 rivals, whatever they are now, to commit to Alabama, and man, they are batting 1,000, the Bama Online staff, so credit to them. Every single prediction they put in has come true so far and really sets Alabama up really nicely in this class. Let's just go through all the commitments really quickly here. Let's start off on the offensive side of the ball. You got your quarterback, Jett Thomalla, the number 16 quarterback in the class. Sam Utu, Chris Booker are going to be two of the offensive linemen that are going to be blocking for him in the future. Alabama definitely wants to get one more offensive lineman in the fold. Javari Barnett, the 3-star running backs. We'll come back to him later on in today's show, but did want to mention him as well as E.J. Crowell. Technically, he is a 4-star, but number 33 overall. On3 also has him on as a 5-star, so we're just going to call him a 5-star, but I'll keep it right on the graphic. He's technically, per the 247 Sports composite rankings, just a 4-star there. And then you got your tight end, Mack Sutter, Owen Cabell as a wide receiver, Brian Williams Jr. as a wide receiver, and then Cederian Morgan, your 5-star wide receiver, who committed last week as well. Over to the defensive side of the ball, the first 5-star that Alabama received in this 2026 recruiting cycle was Jorden Edmonds. He's also the number 1 corner in this class. You also have the number 3 corner in Zyan Gibson. Jamarian Matthews, Camarion Johnson, J.J. Finch are your 3 defensive line commits before Nolan Wilson anyways. Those were your 3 guys there. And then Ryle Kelly, number 85 safety overall, is a 3-star. Zay Hall, your only true middle linebacker commit right now for Alabama, also committed. He is also from Tuscaloosa, by the way. And then the big ones that have recently come in here, Xavier Griffin, 5-star linebacker. He's going to be playing that wolf position / outside linebacker spot. Nolan Wilson and then Jorden Edmonds both committed this weekend. So where does that sit right now? Alabama, 2 weeks ago, we're around that 38 to 40, somewhere around there. They're in the 30s anyways in the 247 Sports rankings, as well as Rivals, which Rivals and On3 now are kind of the same company, but both 247 Sports, On3, and Rivals, whatever you want to do there, have Alabama now ranked as the number 5 recruiting class in the country after they got all of these recent commitments. And Alabama may not be done yet when it comes to these 5-stars. Still have Anthony Jones out there as well. And there's also one more 5-star that popped his name back up over the weekend after these recent commitments from Jorden Edmonds and Nolan Wilson. So we're going to break that down as well coming up here in just a second. So I want to hear from you guys down at the pinned comment of today's video. Grade Alabama's current 2026 recruiting class, A, B, C, D, or F. It should be an A or a B by all accounts. I mean, they're inside the top 5 now, so should be an A or a B. But I want to hear from you guys down at the pinned comment of today's video. All right, so 5-star running back Derrek Cooper had this to say after Jorden Edmonds made his commitment announcement. You see right here this tweet, Jorden Edmonds put his tweet out there at Derrek Cooper, and then Derrek Cooper quote tweeted it, said, "Let me know something." And then after that, you also had Xavier Griffin and Camarion Johnson, 2 Alabama commits, both replied to that. Xavier Griffin saying, "Might as well, bro," and then Camarion Johnson just put a couple of those slide emojis saying he needs to slide into this 2026 recruiting class. And I'll be honest, I don't know if Alabama can make the money work with adding multiple other 5-star commits in this class, but if you were able to, Derrek Cooper is a phenomenal talent. He's the number 2 athlete / running back in this class. He's another 5-star. This is what I was talking about with your other running back commit, Javari Barnett. He is a 3-star. If Alabama were to go this route, I'm sure they would take Derrek Cooper if he was willing to take a little bit less money. That's going to be the biggest thing right now is the money aspect. You know, you got your 3-star running back with your 4.5-star running back as well with E.J. Crowell. So I don't know if it's going to happen. Probably not going to happen. But, at the end of the day, this would be just an incredible turn of events if Alabama were to get Derrek Cooper in this class. He was supposed to commit on July 12th. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen anymore. He tweeted that out just the other day. Not sure when his commitment is going to happen now, but things have kind of started to shift a little bit in the mindset, anyways, of Derrek Cooper. We'll continue on with that conversation here in just a second, but want to give a shout out to our friends over at Fanatics. You guys can get what I'm calling the Kalen DeBoer hat, which is just an Alabama performance hat, but it's the same exact hat that Kalen DeBoer wears on the sidelines on Saturday. It is on sale right now. Originally $25. Now only $8. So you guys can get that just by going to chatsports.com/DeBoer hat. I'll put that link down in the comment section and the description of today's video. All right, so Marcus Benjamin of Rivals /On3 wrote this the other day about Derrek Cooper, and we're going to talk about why it's not 100% accurate, honestly. He said Cooper took official visits to Auburn, Miami, Georgia, Florida State, and Ohio State, but a recent visit to Texas may have caused him to rethink his decision. Cooper was seen at the OT7 playoffs wearing Texas gear, but it seems that this race will still come down to Miami and Georgia with a slight edge to the hometown Hurricanes. Cooper is looking to visit Texas during the season, so a decision may not be final until signing day. That is one thing of note. Decision may not be final until signing day, which is a long, long way away. But the one thing that I also wanted to point out is that he also took an official visit to Alabama. I don't know why Alabama was just completely left out of that, saying, he took official visits to Auburn, Miami, Georgia, Florida State, and Ohio State. He listed all these teams that didn't necessarily think had a real shot at landing Derrek Cooper, but Alabama still did get an official visit there, so I don't know why that was left out. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section of today's show. What is the percent chance that Alabama can land another 5-star in running back Derrek Cooper? Let me know what you guys think. It's probably going to be pretty low. Like I said, money is going to be a massive factor in Derrek Cooper, if he were to land with Alabama. Not saying that's the only thing he's thinking about in terms of his recruitment, but when you get the 3-star running back and then you get your 5-star running back, that usually budgeting has to do with that. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. All right, the next player we're going to talk about here is Wilson Zierer, I believe is how you pronounce his name there. I believe he's actually playing in Georgia this year, high school football, but originally is from Germany, another offensive lineman that Alabama is looking to possibly get in this class. 6'6", 280 pounds, number 21 offensive tackle in this class. He's actually back in Germany right now per On3, but he's going to be back in the States on July 23rd, and we still don't know when he could actually make his commitment. His brother is a former Auburn player as well, so there is a connection there to Auburn. Florida State is another team in the running, there's another connection there because his brother actually played for Gus Malzahn, who is now the offensive coordinator there at Florida State. So 2 connections, both actually the school that his brother played for and then the coach that his brother played for. But this is what Wilson Zierer said on his recruitment, told Rivals. He said, I could commit this week, or it could be another 4 weeks before I'm ready. Alabama, Auburn, Florida State are the schools that I'm focused on, and I have been talking to all 3 of those schools for a very long time. So I just have to decide where I want to go for the next 4 to 5 years. That's a very interesting thing there. He said for the next 4 to 5 years, not the next 3 to 4 years. So this could definitely be a guy that knows he's going to sit for a couple of years before he's going to end up playing. He also added, I'm going to weigh I'm going to weigh on it until my brain tells me which is right for me. All right, the last player we're going to talk about here is Anthony Tank Jones, the number 2 edge in this class. I believe also number 2 player from the state of Alabama. Another 5-star that Alabama could possibly get in this class. You had Chad Simmons of On3 actually drop. They don't do this that often where they actually drop where they think each team is going to be in his recruitment. Anthony Jones over the weekend dropped his top 3, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Oregon. Chad Simmons believes right now Alabama is the favorite. I believe last week there was another person, I don't remember if it was Steve Wiltfong or somebody else, said that Texas A&M, they believe, was the favorite. So it's probably going to be, or it's definitely going to be between these 3 teams, but we'll see who really is the leader there. Anthony Jones is definitely a guy that has been quiet, and it seems like he's also going to be a guy that takes it possibly through until National Signing Day, whether that's the early signing period or the later, normal signing day in February. We'll see what that is. But Anthony Jones has Alabama, Texas A&M, and Oregon in his top 3. So out of the 2 5-stars that we talked about today, outside Zyerer Edwards, obviously, who do you think is most likely to commit to Alabama's 2026 recruiting class? Is it Derrek Cooper, type DC, or if you think it's Anthony Jones, type AJ down in the comment section.